morning, YouTube. It's been a while. Sorry about that. A part of our journey, moving to Crete, is also trying to raise more income working online. And lack of assignments has been a bit stressful for a while. But past month, we had some assignments we had to focus on, so we had a little less time for YouTube. And let's hope we'll get more, and so we can keep on doing what we're doing here. Yeah, well, not going into that too much. But if you want to sponsor our channel, take a look at our Etsy store. I have some mugs there. Maybe you like them. Well, enough about that. We're preparing the garden for the hotter weather. So we have to cut a lot of plants back. And I only have a small grass trimmer. So it's a lot of manual work. But let me show you around, okay? Come on. I believe in one of the videos last year I said that I really had troubles growing nasturtiums here. Well, not anymore. So I always enjoy standing here for a moment. From this spot you can see almost the entire upper terrace, and this wall makes such a nice backdrop for everything growing in front of it. The upper terrace is mostly dedicated to flowers and ornamental plants. We have geraniums, calendulas, gazanias, and if all goes well, in a few weeks the cosmos and zinnias should start putting up a show too. The gazanias are Ellen's favorite, and I can't blame her. The colors almost look unreal. I actually picked up another one recently, so let's find it a home. Soil here is incredibly hard now. This clay turns into concrete once it dries out, so I'll give it some water first and let it soak in for a minute. What always amazes me is how the ants seem completely unbothered by it. They tunnel through it as if it's soft butter. Right, let's get this planted and continue the tour. This border has completely taken over. The marigolds and nicotianas have decided that this is their territory now, and honestly, I'm not complaining. Especially in the evening, the scent of these nicotianas becomes almost intoxicating. Every time I walk past after sunset, I slow down for a moment just to enjoy it. We're constantly deadheading the marigolds to keep them flowering, and every now and then I accidentally scatter a few seeds while doing it. Judging by all these seedlings, nature seems perfectly capable of taking care of the rest. Now, next to the house we have this pomegranate. And that flower is beautiful every year. But the funny thing is that everybody tells us that it has never really produced fruit. So maybe one day we can change that. For now, I mostly prune it to keep it in shape and stop it from taking over the path. The first zucchinis are already producing and the cucumbers are starting to flower as well. Last year we never really managed to keep a continuous harvest going. We would have a lot at once and then nothing. So this season we're trying something different. Instead of planting everything at the same time, we're constantly starting new seedlings. These soil blocks contain the next generation of zucchinis and cucumbers. They're still a little young, but will be away for a few days soon. Honestly, they'll probably be happier in the beds with drip irrigation than sitting in these trays waiting for us to come back. I planted some of them close to the pea trellis. You probably saw our recent battle with the pea weevils, and we ended up removing a lot of pots. The good news is that plants seem to be recovering quite nicely, but summer is approaching fast. Peas aren't exactly known for a loving Crete in summer. So, oh, I still found the occasional pot with eggs on it. And part of me wants to keep fighting, but another part says maybe it's time to let them go. hmm We'll see who wins. Thankfully, the pests seem to leave the chickpeas alone. I've never grown chickpeas before. These literally came from a bag of dried chickpeas from the supermarket. And I wasn't expecting much, but almost every seed germinated and the plant started flowering surprisingly quick. We've already harvested our first batch. Well, not bad for an experiment. I forgot to film it, but we grilled them. Okay, speaking of harvests, we planted carrots absolutely everywhere. And this patch grows right next to Charlie's favorite resting spot. Honestly, I love it. There's something satisfying about walking through the garden and pulling up a handful of carrots for dinner, or just eating one while you're working. This border was one of the best performers last year. Just few cherry tomato plants produced more tomatoes than we knew what to do with. I think this wall plays a big role. During the hottest part of the day, it casts some shade on the soil and lower leaves, and that little bit of protection seems to make a huge difference. This year we expanded the border. While the tomatoes are still growing, the lettuce, spinach and basil are already giving us harvests. Most of these tomatoes were grown from seed, collected from local supermarket tomatoes. And honestly, they're looking fantastic so far. Over by the rose arch we have another batch. Actually, most of them were from last year and they started slowly but really picked up once the temperature increased. Last year insects ruined a lot of our harvest, so we're experimenting with fruit bags this season and hopefully we'll get to eat more tomatoes ourselves this year. We're also using fruit bags when saving seeds, and it's surprisingly convenient. As soon as the flowers finish, the bag goes on. No more hunting for seed pods later. And the peppers that survived winter are starting to wake up properly now. We're already harvesting a few bell peppers from them, and I planted some new ones too. But I'm secretly rooting for these older plants. If they continue growing, they could become proper productive bushes. At least that's the dream. These are gigantes beans. They're extremely popular here in Greece. And like the chickpeas, these came straight from a supermarket bag. The plants look amazing. Loads of flowers, lots of healthy growth, but so far, not a single bean. I'm trying not to take it personally. Let's look at some flowers again. This border hardly gets watered, only occasionally. But because everything grows so densely together, the soil stays surprisingly moist. The snapdragons, siliciums, and California poppies keep attracting bees all day long. And down at the bottom, the artichokes are doing incredibly well. We've already harvested a few, and the rest we're leaving for the bees. And when they flower, they become absolute insect magnets. So, there are still a few areas in the garden without irrigation. Surprisingly, they do quite well. I think part of that comes from the way we plant things. Today I'm adding some sweet corn, and the idea is that the corn will eventually provide a bit of shade for the plants behind it. The tomatillos, zucchinis, and squash should appreciate that once summer really arrives. And our planting method isn't that complicated. It's certainly not revolutionary, but it works for us. We dig shallow trenches and fill them with organic matter. That material slowly breaks down, feeding the plants and helping retain moisture. Then we cover it with soil and finish with mulch. I also like creating a slight rise behind the planting area. And if we get rain, it slows down the runoff and encourages water and nutrients to settle where the plants can actually use it. So, quick recap: dig a hole, add organic matter, top it with soil, add a seed, add some mulch, block the water from running off, and grab a cup of coffee. Nice. And finally, the tomatillos. Last year, just 3 plants produced enough fruit to convince us to grow more. And this year, we're aiming for a lot of salsa verde. A lot of salsa verde. Since the area only gets watered by hand, I planted them using the same trench method as the corn. So far it seems to be working beautifully. We'll see what they think once the real summer heat arrives. we're doing right now. Almost all the yellow flowers are gone, and they're getting pretty dry, and we have to maintain the property to prevent, to lower the risk at fire. So we're cutting it all down. The stems are a little bit too thick for my grass trimmer, so we had to cut them with the chainsaw, and now I'm cutting them up. It's a bit of a handwork, but it's good for me. It's still dry. The rest of Europe has 30 degrees. And here we have clouded, but the temperature is nice. So yeah, it's been a while since I posted anything. We've been quite busy. Also working, because this is very nice, maintaining a garden, but it's still not paying the bills. Well, that's it for this update. I hope that I can post more updates, or more frequently than the past month. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that you're being here and being part of our journey. Please do, if you didn't already, please like, please subscribe. Let's grow this channel. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.